Good Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Listen, I'm glad to have you here on this Sunday, the 18th of October, 2020. Thank you for tuning in. Now, let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here. Take a look at what's going on. This is my newest addition to my markets reports. And the reason why is I'm going to explain to you. This is the MOVE Index. And if you take a look at this spot right here where it jumped up really high, what do you notice? It was the 9th of March, 2020. The MOVE Index shot all the way up to 163 on the MOVE Index. When this index goes high, that's an indicator that the credit markets are freezing up. Now you'll notice that this index shot up to 163 on the 9th of March 2020. What happened directly thereafter, just within a matter of days? A huge stimulus package. That's what happened. And what was the net effect? Well, it brought the index all the way back down to around 41. Now, if we take a look a little bit closer, we go to the 6-month chart. You can just see the tip of that big rise in the MOVE Index. You see just on the end here, starting at Monday the 5th of October, the MOVE Index shot from 39.81 all the way up to 57.75, which is near where it is now. And it's been going along level for the last few days. But just recently, it's starting to shoot up again right now. Right now, it's starting to shoot up again. Listen, guys, they don't care about you. What they care about is the credit markets. They watch this chart like a hawk. And this determines when the stimulus is going to come, not what's happening with you. You might be out there and being threatened with eviction soon, or you haven't paid your rent in a long time and you've been eating into your savings, or you might have had to sold your car. Your kids might actually be threatened with going hungry. You don't know what you do. You don't see a way out. And there's millions of people in this situation. Probably 30 to 40% of the people watching my show are in this situation right now. They don't care about you. Get it through your head. They don't care about you. What they care about is the credit markets freezing up. They care about that. And this MOVE Index is like a canary in a coal mine for the credit markets. And that's why we're going to have it now on our show. We're going to include it. We're going to keep our eye on it like a hawk. Because this could be a very strong indicator of when the next stimulus measures are going to actually come, because that's what they're watching. Okay? And so I'm figuring probably when a MOVE Index goes over 100, we're probably going to see them hurry to a stimulus measure, to try to bail out or give more money to their buddies on Wall Street, So, listen, the IMF right now, they're talking about a new Bretton Woods moment. They're talking about doing a new Bretton Woods, And so we have Christina Georgieva in an annual meetings, by a speech. She calls for action to ensure a durable recovery. Well, okay, that all sounds great and everything, but you know what they're really saying? They're really saying we want to get this modern monetary theory going. We want to get this train going, this of modern monetary theory, MMT, and we're going to use digital currencies. What they're really pushing for, the IMF right now, with this new Bretton Woods deal that they're putting through with the IMF, and they just announced it, I think did they announce it Friday? They just announced it. This is brand new, right? This new Bretton Woods from the IMF. What they're really after is the new central bank digital currencies. They are going to go into this so quick. Come to starting. Okay, it's just like a race, and they got the starting thing ready. They're ready to go. Bang, and they're all off to the races. January 1st. All the central banks are all going to follow suit. They're all going to bring out these central bank digital currencies. And I'm going to tell you guys what. That's the death knell for these for the fiat currencies when they bring these out. It means they can pump out money everywhere, you know. And you know, I think around the same period, we're going to probably see the start of this virus going away. And this is the economic recovery I've been telling you guys about. All this fiscal stimulus that's going to come. An amazing amount of fiscal stimulus. See, they've been doing an awful lot. See, they want to do fiscal stimulus, but they want to do it in a controlled fashion so that they know exactly control. It's all about control. See, when they send out those $1,200 checks to everybody out there, they don't know what you're spending it on. You could be going to an online casino, or you could be spending it on buying silver with it. Heaven for Betsy, they don't want you doing that, you know? And next time, they don't want to send out another round of these checks that's going to be cashed into dollars. I mean, physical dollars. I mean, like bills. They don't want that because they don't know where that's going. They can't see it on their network. They want to get into this central bank digital currency because everywhere you spend it, it's going to say where you spent it. And that's going to go back to the Fed, and it's going to run through a computer. Okay? Now, the computer analyzes it. So if you go in and you buy groceries, for instance, the computer just spits out that information. Looks at it, but that's not the information the computer's looking for. Okay, so it goes to the next check, the computer does. Now, it does all this at the speed of light. Goes to the next check, and it sees where everybody spent their money. And this guy, he bought at the grocery store, and he bought to Walmart, and he bought a few other places, and the computer scans it, and the computer goes, not what it's looking for, right? So it goes to the third guy, bing, and it's doing this at a speed you could never imagine how fast the computer's doing this. Goes to the third guy, bingo, all of his money was spent on an online gambling site, okay? Ding, 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 ding. That's what the computer was looking for. Okay? The computer then requests a real person analyze it. So the computer might go through 3,000 people before it hits a guy that's unusual. He spent all his money at an online gambling site. And then it calls over real personnel because that one's flagged. They flag it, right? And then they call over real personnel, and the real personnel looks at this and he says, hey, this guy, and then the next thing you know, that guy, he receives a letter about his new MMT payment from the Fed, his new online digital wallet. He receives a letter that says, hey, we're cutting you off. You know? Because you don't need the money, you're spending it on online gambling. See, so they'll have control over where that money is spent. And this is what they're after. They're after that kind of control. See? And that's what's coming. Starting January 1st. They're not going to send you out $1,200 checks that you can cash into actual cash. Because they can't see where you're spending the cash. They want to see where you're spending. If you buy a bubble gum, they want to know. They want to know. See? And so their computers can analyze it and tell the difference between normal household spending and if you're out there trying to buy pot with it or something like that. They can see the difference. They can see it immediately, you know? And bam, they're going to flag you. And then they're going to investigate, you know? And this is the kind of control they want over every citizen. And you know, heaven forbid, I mean, they can tell you what to do. They can set stipulations. They can say, okay, if you want this money now from us, directly from the Fed, you know, to your new digital wallet, if you want this money every month, you got to do as we say. You know? You got to do what we want you to do. Not what you want to do, but you got to do what we want you to do. And this is the kind of control in every country on earth. The second effect of this is they're going to be pumping this fiscal stimulus everywhere, and it is going to start to get the inflation that they're looking for. It is going to start to improve the economy. See, we're just coming out of this crisis. All year we've been in this crisis. Come January, they're going to come out with this new digital currency. And they start pumping it everywhere, okay? Probably by about March. There are going to be all these people signed up for it. And in March, that money's going to start to come out. It's going to start to flow. And it is money. You can spend it. But they have their control over you when you do, you know? And so by about March, it's going to start to hit, that money's going to start to hit the scene. Prices are going to start to increase very, very rapidly. See, I'm going to tell you what. I listened to a guy last night. And honest to gosh, you know, he was talking on listening to him on YouTube, and he was talking about how this, and I basically had to agree with it, but everything he said. But one of the points that he made out that was very clear to me is they are not going to go this deflationary route because everything would collapse. If they cut off the money spigots, everything out there, the stock market, the bond market, everything would collapse, and they would lose power and control. This is all about power and control. They want more power and control, and there's only one way that they can get that. They're going to have to increase, instead of going back, instead of letting everything collapse, they're going to increase, but they're going to do it the way they want to do it. And they're rolling this out as fast as they can roll it out. And that's the reason, I think, for this new Bretton Woods moment by the IMF. They want to sit around a table and talk digital currency. They're all excited about this. They're all excited about this because they can expand the money supply ever so much faster than they ever did before. You know? This is the time for hard assets, guys. I think starting January 1st, all through next year, this is going to be the golden year for gold. This is going to be the golden year for silver, and this is going to be cryptocurrency too. But listen, if you're going to dabble in cryptocurrency, listen, guys, start really slow. Start really slow. Play with it a little bit. Just buy maybe $20 worth and learn how to send it across the internet. You know, honest to goodness, you could lose it. You can lose all your cryptocurrency if you don't know what you're doing, you know, and you maybe buy cryptocurrency and you have it sent to your digital wallet, and you don't know what you're doing, and you lose your passwords, and you never wrote down your root words or anything, you know. You could lose it all. You could lose all your money if you don't know what you're doing, you know. So invest slowly. And the second thing I want to say about cryptocurrency is, don't reach out to these coins. It's like coin number 185. Stick with your top 10 or your top 15 or top 20 coins. Stay as close to the Bitcoin as you actually can in these more meaningful coins, you know, because the further you go out on these coins, like way down the list, it's like going out on a branch, you know. The further you go out on a branch, the more likely you're going to fall, you know. Stay close to the stump, you know, and that's the way with Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin like the stump. Stay close to the stump. Anyway, listen, guys, have a great weekend, you know, and I think we're in for a little bit of an economic recovery, and I've been saying this for a while now, starting next year. Probably next spring, maybe next summer. And this economic recovery is going to be fueled by MMT. And this is going to be hyper explosive in the amount of way it's going to puff up the price of gold, silver, and hard money. Anything that's hard money is going to be very, very much desired when the MMT hits. You know? Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. We'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.